13. Black Beauty. Initial task. Should one engage birds and animals for one's pleasure? How can you contribute towards helping such animals? There are more than 300 different horse breeds in the world. Like humans, horses have different facial expressions to express their moods. Read the story of Black Beauty Emotions, who is male horse and sold by one owner to other. Black Beauty starts at the beginning with Beauty's birth. Beauty's story is set in Victorian England, a time when horses were crucial since they were the main mode of transportation for humans. Raised by his mother, Duchess, under the kind care of Farmer Grey, Beauty learns from a young age that humans can be either a horse's great ally or their worst enemy. Beauty spends the early part of his life with thoughtful, caring people who know how to keep horses healthy and happy. But he is always aware that other horses aren't so lucky. After this coming of age training, he is ready to leave the meadow of his youth. He is sold to Squire Gordon, a man who takes a liking to his strong, young, beautifully dark-coated horse. Squire Gordon's residence, Birtwick Park, thus becomes Beauty's new home. There he is cared for by John Manley, a wise and perceptive groom, and makes friends with the other Birtwick horses, including Spunky and Feisty Ginger, who learns to chill out under John's care, and Sweet Merrylegs, a pony who adores the young children on the estate. But Beauty's life isn't all rainbows and sunshine, since he often hears the story from other horses that have been mistreated by their masters. As time passes, Black Beauty becomes a more trusted member of the state. This is mostly due to the fact that one day Beauty trusted his intuition in an emergency situation and saved the life of his master and driver. So he became a loved member of the hall, especially for John and James Howard, his groom. Soon, though, James receives word that a friend of Squire Gordon's is looking for a skilled groom to work for him. The pay and prospect is considerable, so with Gordon's suggestion and John's advice, James moves on to this new job. But not before another adventure with Beauty, where James saves horses from a burning barn, further earning the praise and commendation of Squire Gordon. Joe Green is his replacement, a young, gentle fellow who does not know much about grooming but is eager to learn. One day, Beauty and John dash to a distant town to find a doctor that can come treat the squire's wife, who has taken ill. Beauty performs splendidly, and it is likely that his speed is going on and coming saves the lady's life. However, in the aftermath of that, he becomes ill when the well intentioned Joe is unable to care for the exhausted horse properly. John becomes furious, and when Joe's father attempts to defend his son by saying it was just the boy's ignorance and he meant no harm, John utters one of the key themes of the book: ignorance is as harmful as cruelty, despite whatever intentions the person has. but John eventually claims down, forgives Joe, and becomes his mentor. Joe learns quickly, and after a touching experience of standing up for oppressed horses, he matures quite quickly. Life continues happily until the squire's wife becomes ill again, and the doctor advises them to leave the country for a healthier climate. Squire Gordon and his family thus leave and sell Merrylegs to one buyer and Ginger and Black Beauty to another buyer. From this point onward, Beauty's story becomes a struggle as he falls victim to ignorant treatment and negligence from a series of new owners. One night, a drunk groom causes Beauty to fall, an unlucky incident that kills the groom and permanently scars Beauty, turning him from a fashionable carriage horse to a horse for hire. The groom decides he cannot keep a horse in such a sacred state, so he sells Beauty. Beauty goes through a number of buyers until he ends up a job horse to be rented out by drivers. Here, for the first time, he meets bad drivers, and because these drivers often do not know how to properly drive or take care of horses, he receives long term physical harm. When Beauty is finally sold to London cab driver Jerry Barker, it looks like maybe he will be okay. Jerry is basically the horse whisperer of London cabbies, and Beauty adores him. Even though the work is hard, Beauty grows to love his life with Jerry and the Barker family. But illness once again changes Beauty's fate, and after a near deadly round of bronchitis, Jerry gives up his London cab and moves to the country with his family. After that, Beauty suffers at the hands of brutal owners who work him until he literally drops. Along the way, he meets his old friend Ginger, who's been treated so cruelly that Beauty eventually sees her carted away dead. Although Beauty is nearly dead himself from overwork and injury, he is saved by a perceptive horse doctor who thinks he can still be fixed up and sold. Beauty is bought by a kind farmer and his grandson who rehabilitate him. They sell him at last to a family who recognizes him as Squire Gordon's beloved Black Beauty. Beauty finds great happiness and peace in his new home. It is here that the story ends. Beauty is at peace, saying that often now before he becomes fully awake. He feels like he is again under the trees of the orchard, standing contentedly with his old friends and talking with them. Vocabulary crucial, of great importance. Duchess, the wife of Duke. Spunky, courageous. Feisty, determined. Intuition, a thing that one knows. Splendidly, very impressive manner. Aftermath, new grass growing after harvest. Exhausted, very tired. Negligence, failure to take proper care over something. Bronchitis, an illness in which the bronchial tubes become swollen. Rehabilitate, to return someone to a normal life after they have been in prison. contentedly, in a way that expresses happiness. Grammatical structure. Punctuation. Question mark. A question mark is the punctuation mark which is used in writing at the end of a question. Quotation marks, inverted commas, single or double. We use them to quote the exact words of the speaker as in the direct speech. For example, I am very happy with your performance, my teacher said to me. Semicolon. It is used to mark a break in a sentence that is longer than a comma but shorter than a full stop. For example, I have a big test tomorrow. I can't go out tonight. Colon. It is used to introduce a quotation in a sentence or to introduce a list of items. For example, remember, two can play at that game. Hyphen. It is used to join two words together to make a new one. For example, blue-black, backup. Dash. It is used to separate parts of sentences. For example, the sofa, the one with broken legs, is lying in the drawing room. A. The following sentences have not been edited. There are a number of mistakes in terms of punctuation and the use of capital letters. Go through the following sentences carefully and rewrite them using correct punctuation and capital letters at the appropriate places. Apostrophe. An apostrophe is used to show that one or more letters or numbers have been left out, such as didn't means did not, your means you are, and don't means do not. For example, you're right, Meena can't express her emotions. B. Look at the following words which have apostrophes. Rewrite these words, remove the apostrophe. Conversational skills. Read the following conversation and enact it with your partner in the class. Rashid. Meena. Well, Meena, how was your trip to the Jim Corbett Park? Oh, it was an excellent trip. Did you see any tiger in the forest? No, unfortunately, we couldn't spot any tiger, but we saw pug marks of a tiger near a stream. Amazing. It means the tiger could be nearby. Quite possible, but we saw many deer, elephants, and monkeys. It was wonderful to watch them in their habitat. Yes, it must be. Moreover, we went in an open jeep and got a good view of the dense forest all around. Good. The Jim Corbett Park is visited by many tourists every year. Even during this part of the year, there were many visitors there. Okay, let's listen. Listen to the news items from your teacher and answer the following questions orally.